Hello everybody, welcome to Savage Ink Studios. I'm your host Ink, and today we have a special guest. It's Ivy. Say hello, Ivy.
Hello.
She's very shy. I apologize if she's super quiet. So, Ivy's here today because we're going to be telling the story about her wedding, and it seemed appropriate that she would be here to comment as well. So, this story starts, we're not going to get into how she met her husband or why I'm not super fond of him. We're just going to cover that I'm not super fond of him. So her getting married in the first place did not thrill me. Moving on. So, as the man of honor, I was forced to go, which in and of itself was a little uncomfortable. We're going to talk about all of the chaos that ensued, even before this damn thing happened.
At least I didn't make you be a maid of honor and wear a dress.
That is true.
You got to wear a suit.
I did. I looked like a freaking potato in a black potato sack, but...
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't.
So, first order of chaos was... I was working until 2 o'clock in the morning the day before her wedding, and at like 8 o'clock at night she calls me absolutely panicked saying everyone who was supposed to help me set up for the service thing after bailed. Yay. So almost everyone. So after 2 o'clock in the morning when I got out of work, we had to drive to this place and set it up, and it took freaking forever, and this wedding thing was scheduled to happen in the morning. So, we were already going to be super exhausted. Do you remember if it was the night before or if it was the day of that we picked the cake?
I think it was the day of that we finished setting up and picked up the cake. I don't think it was the middle of the night that we set up the place. I think it was like early next morning or something.
It was definitely after I got out of work.
It was the day before. It was the day before the wedding. It was after you got out of work, but it was the day before the wedding. And we ended up having to do it late and scrambling. I don't remember. Something like that.
Here was the disaster with the cake. So our mom said that she had the cake covered, right? She paid for it, she picked out something nice, whatever, reputable cake place. So Ivy and I go to pick up this wedding cake, and guess what? It was like blank. Like, there were 2 separate mini cakes, and there was nothing on them. And apparently our mom had, dropped a crap ton of money on this. And there was definitely not time to have it redecorated.
Yeah, and the lady said that she was going to embellish it and put flowers all over. And there was, half-assed drawn on flower petals and, a smush that was probably supposed to be a flower.
It was awful. It was really, really bad.
And it tasted bad.
And it tasted bad, too.
It was, spongy. And the icing was weird. I don't even know how to explain it.
Yeah, so disaster cake, and she's panicked and doesn't even want to stop and complain and be like, I'm not paying for this. So she just takes it and we go, and she's upset because this is not going to do it. This is not like a Bridezilla moment. This is a you done gave me a fucked up cake moment. She had every right to be upset. So mad dash, we go to Hannaford to try and pick up cake decorating supplies, and
we picked up cupcakes.
And we picked up cupcakes just in case. And I had to mad dash try to decorate her cake. I'm an artist and that's cool, but I am not a pastry chef, so sorry kid, I did my best.
You did really good.
Well, thank you.
Didn't you notice? Okay, so there was 2 cakes to make sure that there was enough to feed everybody, and one was 2-tier and one was 1-tier. And the 1-tier was completely and entirely blank, and the 2-tier was just shitty. And you decorated
the 1-tier.
The 1-tier, and made it all cool and stuff. And everybody said that they liked how yours looked more than how the other one looked.
I'm glad. So after the nobody helped set up catastrophe, and after the cake catastrophe, this is going into the morning of. So the morning of, our mom shows up in what she's planning on wearing to this wedding What's she wearing, Ivy?
A white dress.
Bitch, are you kidding me? A white dress? Doesn't everybody know that you are not supposed to wear a white dress at somebody else's wedding? Like, I thought that was just common courtesy. And this woman threw a downright temper tantrum about my sister wanting her to change. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, this is not about you for once in your life, ever. It's not about you. So she threw a temper tantrum, but she did end up changing.
Another dress that she changed into is cuter anyways.
But she was, like, whiny about it anyway because she didn't like it. But whatever. So, that, and Ivy wouldn't get out of bed. Like, the morning of came, and she's like, no, I quit. I'm done. I'm not doing it. And we're like, are you getting cold feet, or are you just really hard to wake up in the morning?
I was just very stressed about everything, especially since everything just came down on my shoulders, and a lot of it was my responsibility when it shouldn't have had to have been, and I was panicking.
I'm a bad man of honor, what can I say?
And, you're fine. And I don't like people, and I knew that there was going to be a lot of people there, and...
I think she just didn't want to get out of bed, because I'm pretty sure,
I was
as
also
far
on,
as, like,
no sleep.
When I was the person getting her up for school every morning, I can verify every single morning went down, like the morning of her wedding. Get out of bed. No. Get out of bed right now. No, I quit life. I'm not getting up. And then you have to, like, dump water on her or drag her out by her ankles, but we couldn't do that on the morning of her wedding because it was her special day. So we couldn't start it off by dumping ice water on her head.
I was about half an hour late to my wedding.
Yes. The one person who would be late to their own wedding, and she actually was.
And everybody was making jokes about it beforehand as well. They were like, you're going to be late to your own wedding.
Because we all know you. You're late to everything.
I'm probably going to be late to my own funeral.
Yeah, they're going to, like,
honestly.
lose your casket and...
No, I'm probably going to be in the back of that freaking casket car, and the car's going to break down or something. I'm gonna just will it to break down.
Yep.
Just to be late.
Yep.
And people are going to be cracking jokes about my dead self being late.
Yep.
Because people were cracking jokes about me being late to my wedding.
And it happened.
It happened.
So, after she finally got her ass out of bed, and we spent
Mad
like
dashed, got ready.
an hour trying to get the glitter to stick to her veil.
Yep.
We used like a bunch of different kinds of like glue. We tried spraying water on it, anything to try and get
we
these.
didn't use glue.
I think we had that spray adhesive, didn't we? And it didn't work? Or was it hairspray?
No, we tried hairspray, and that's what ended up working, right?
Kind of working. Most of it ended up on the porch.
Yeah, but it still worked where it sparkled. It sparkled.
A little bit. So,
it did its job. Kind of.
we were in opposite sides of the preference spectrum when it came to whether or not her dad was going to show up. She wanted him to show up, obviously, because he's her dad and she loves him. And I was just really hoping that he was going to bail because I didn't want to have to slap a bitch at my sister's wedding. So he ended up showing up, which...
I tried.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was going to show up.
Yeah. So him showing up led me to... I've been sober for like 2 years, but not like AA sober where I'm never going to touch alcohol again. Like, very rare occasions I will have a couple of drinks around someone who will like stop me and cut me off. This occasion I just, there was no cutoff. It was just...
You got pretty tipsy.
I got pretty tipsy. I mean,
Maybe a little more.
She claims that she didn't notice that I was drunk because I was worried she was going to get mad at me, but I had several double shots of tequila.
Yeah, I didn't notice until you mentioned it.
To try and calm myself so I didn't, floor her bitch of a father.
You did hide it well. I can tell you. Mom didn't hide it well.
Yeah, well, Mom's always drunk, so. Drunk.
There were some other people that didn't hide it well either, though.
Yeah. Welcome to our family, fellas.
Yeah.
So, but I did not slap a bitch.
Oh my God. Do you remember? Sorry to interrupt. Do you remember when Mom was like, "Oh, let's do an open bar"? I'm like,
who's paying for that? Number
yeah,
one, and number
that's
two,
gonna be literally thousands of dollars. I ain't doing no open bar.
Well, yeah, not only
Sorry
the
for
price
the slang. But
even if somebody else was gonna pay for it, she would have hit somebody. Because for me, I need a couple of drinks to not hit somebody. As soon as she gets a drink in her, she is gonna slap somebody. And you know that at my sister's wedding, with multiple different families getting together, our mom was gonna have a beef with at least 2 people, at least, minimum. So having our mom dragged out in handcuffs on my sister's wedding day did not sound like a fun experience.
I can tell you, everybody was cordial with everybody, surprisingly.
Sort of.
But it was only because it was a wedding.
Sort of.
At least enough for me to not notice if anybody was having any problems.
Well, yeah, I mean, me and her dad kind of like gave each other the death stare for a solid 5 minutes from across the room, but...
You know, that's different.
And that's to be expected. Like,
Yeah.
at least I didn't slap him and make him cry. Because I wanted to really fucking bad. So, okay, and she can explain her additional anxieties and whatever about it, but I'm going to cover this thing. Sorry it's so loud. We're actually in a mall because we didn't have a mutual place to meet up, and we thought this would be the quietest place. So...
Well, no, we tried a cafe, and...
There was an R&B concert going on inside.
Well, like, in the...
Yeah.
Place,
In
not
the place.
in the cafe.
So...
It was too loud, though.
I think, like, the cherry on top of this day for me being super exhausted from, like, trying to stay and help set up and trying to fix the cake and having it not be good enough and trying not to slap her bitch dad. To top this whole cherry off, my ex-girlfriend was at my sister's wedding because they were friends before I started dating her.
And she was a photographer.
And she was the photographer. Did you ever even get those photographs, by the way?
Yes, it took a while, but I did.
All 500?
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
it's on a...
You never even showed me, so you have to show me
It's
that
on
this
a,
time. Flash drive?
Yes.
I have a computer, obviously. Okay, sorry, we're getting off topic. So, not only is she there, which is awkward for me, obviously, she's
Can I
there...
Say it? Can I say it?
Yeah.
She's there with her new girlfriend.
Which
Sorry,
I
just wanted to
totally
say
needed.
that.
I needed that in my life. Like, obviously, I was going to be there. I was the man of honor. There was no way in her brain that I was not going to have to deal with this. And if they had just been there, it would have been, like, mildly uncomfortable, and I would have been, like, just a little miffed, but I would have been fine. But me standing over by, like, the decorations and stuff, obviously not wanting to interact with anybody, and she walks up with her girlfriend to introduce me and, like, corners me there and is trying to talk to me. And I'm just like, bitch, are you kidding me right now? Like, do I not look miserable enough for you? Go away.
I hope you didn't say that.
No, I did not say that. I was hoping my face would say it and that she'd leave me alone, but she clearly did not get the hint. So, alright, and now it's your turn, because your wedding.
I don't know.
It wasn't like, you know, this big, grand, $1 million white wedding, but I think that it actually ended up being pretty okay.
I still spent a few $1,000s on it.
I think that the experience...
It ended up being a really nice wedding for the fact that it was so low budget, though.
Yeah, I mean, the ceremony thing was in, like, this big rose garden, and all the flowers were in bloom,
and that's what made it cheap too, because I did it right in a rose garden.
Everyone was pretty, like, respectful. Yeah. Nobody got into a fist fight.
And we didn't need to rent chairs or anything, because, you know, they just stood around. And...
Yep.
Yeah, we just had to rent the rose garden.
And my BFF Steve is a DJ, so...
Oh yeah, he was
the music.
DJ.
Oh, and so I guess the last thing that we can bring up as far as, like, chaos and whatever, nobody got her a present, which was kind of shitty.
No,
when you
not nobody.
There was like 2 boxes
many.
there.
There was a few presents. I think there was like 2 or 3 presents, and then I got a few gift cards. Like, I made about, I think I made like $500, maybe $600 from as like a gift.
I'm sorry, I feel like money is like kind of impersonal. Like, nobody needs crystal stemware, but like it's kind of just the principle.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I'm glad that I got money over stuff, but I also feel like, yes, I got $500 or $600, but this was like $100 from each person. Like $250 of that was from one couple. And then like there was a $25 one, a $50 one, a $100 one. Like it was stuff like that. And then I got like this one. I got like a gift card to a restaurant that I couldn't use because it was like a restaurant/theater thing, but the theater was like in another state. I think it was a gift card to Applebee's, but it was a mixed gift card where like I think you had to do both or something. I don't really know. I don't know. So I didn't even end up using that gift card. Or no, that's not what it was. It was that they were two separate gift cards, but it was a $50 gift thing. Sorry for the rambling, by the way. But the Applebee's gift card was only $25 worth, and the theater was too far away to go to. And like, what are you gonna get at Applebee's for $25?
Right? It's like $25 for one plate, and that's enough to feed you for like an appetizer.
So, like, I don't think that they noticed that the theater part was. I think that they thought it was a $50 Applebee's gift card, which would have been cool.
At the end of this catastrophic day that actually turned out kind of sort of okay,
Even though nobody got me gifts or whatever. Like, I mean, not nobody, but it was probably a total of like 10 people.
She got her daddy-daughter dance, which she didn't think she was going to get, so that was nice.
Dance.
And her mommy-daughter dance, which was nice.
And obviously the husband-wife dance.
Whatever.
But that I don't like dancing. That was awkward, to be honest. I mean, it was least awkward with Mom.
And then the last thing that I remember happening right before I got in the car with my cousin to go home was all that was left of the cake. Someone, I don't know if someone left it on a car that started driving or if someone just wasn't paying attention, but all of the cake fell on the ground.
Who was it? Mom put it on my trunk, on the trunk of my car, and then my husband's uncle went to move it and it collapsed or something, and then it fell. So it was kind of my mom and the uncle's fault, both put together.
Yeah. So,
oops.
That is the story of my sister's crazy wedding catastrophe. I hope you enjoyed the drawing. I hope you enjoyed the story.
It wasn't too terrible.
It wasn't too terrible.
I mean, we kind of just mentioned all the catastrophic stuff. It was okay. It was stressful. But, yeah, no, it was catastrophic. Never mind.
I hope you guys enjoyed our guest star. I know it took a lot for her to be here today. So leave her some love in the comments section below. Like, subscribe, all that jazz.
Sorry for rambling.
And I will see you guys in the next one.